Hey, hi all. In this video, we will discuss about big objects in Salesforce. So let's start. So what are big objects? So big objects allow you to store and manage a massive amount of data on the Salesforce platform. When we say massive amount of data, it is like more than 10 million records, million records, 5 million records, or greater than million records or billion records is what we store in a big object, as its name suggests. So big objects provide consistent performance for a billion records or more and are accessible with a standard set of APIs to your org or external system. So as we were discussing previously, big objects provide consistent performance for a billion records or more, and they are easily accessible with a standard set of APIs to your org or to the external systems. What are the types of different big objects which we have? So there are two types of big objects: standard big objects and custom big objects. So standard big objects are defined by Salesforce and are included in Salesforce products. Field history archive, part of a field audit trail product, is an example of standard big object. Field history archive allows you to store up to 10 years worth of archived field history data, helping you comply with industry regulations related to auditing and data retention. That is also a standard big object. Custom big objects are defined and deployed in setup. You can create a custom big object in setup where you set its definition, fields, and index. The fields defined in a big object index determine the big object's identity and its ability to be queried. So specific scenarios where big objects were created: 360-degree view of the customer. It might include all the service requests, all the sales requests, then all the marketing campaigns which are running for a single account. In that manner, the 360-degree view of that particular customer. Auditing and tracking historical archive. If you want to archive all the cases which have been created from the last 10 or 20 years when this particular or the particular Salesforce instance has been set up, so you can take use of big objects. Querying big objects. You can query big objects using standard soql with the bulk API and batch effects. Bulk API can query results larger than 100k records. Things to keep in mind when you are using big objects. So there are some of the considerations and the best practices to follow when you are dealing with big objects. Big objects support only object and field permissions. SOQL relationship queries are based on a lookup field from a big object to or custom object in the select field list, not in filters or subqueries. You cannot use them. Big objects support custom Salesforce Lightning and Visualforce components rather than standard UI elements, home pages, detail pages, list views, and so on. They are the standard UI elements of Salesforce. You can create up to 100 big objects per org. The limits for big object fields are similar to the limits on custom objects and depend on your org's license type. So what type of license you hold, that is what it matters. Big objects don't support transactions that include big objects, standard objects, and custom objects. To support the scale of data in a big object, you can't use triggers, flows, process, and the Salesforce app. As we all are aware of, there are billion of records, and so on top of that, if you have a trigger and flow, how that will work, that's an issue. The transaction will fail itself. That's why we cannot, or it is not supported in the big object. Might be in the future, there might be some new thing added by Salesforce, might be a new terminology which we will be learning. So yeah, so that's all. Thank you.